Let us just go over these recommendations, okay, and summaries one more time, so that we make sure that we agree. For the again the components of the breeding operations, we went through the entire scheme from breeding and operations perspective. The challenges we've discussed were soil management, field operations planning, irrigation and dry conditions, acceptable percentage for successful germination, shortage of skilled operators, availability of suitable equipment, equipment sustainability, develop centers that face operational challenges, agreements and MOUs between centers for sustainability, and after sales service through a purchasing process. Okay, and here all of these items basically were discussed throughout the entire workshop in the following sessions. Do we all agree on this summary? Does anybody object or want to add?
Amir, may I comment one thing here? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, yes, go ahead.
So just to help you on that, and the reason I've been asking Amir to reinforce the need to agree on some outputs here is because we need to communicate that. This type of communication will help us to access the more fund, will help us to or give us more credibility on what we are doing, not only us and EIB, but for, of course, for you too. So we need to agree on this type of things because we will transform this into a document that we will be sharing, and we'll be sharing with funders, we'll be sharing with your directions, etc. So yeah, anyway, just saying that please pay attention, review. We will, of course, if you disagree, definitely you need to tell us, because as I said, we will use this information. Okay.
Okay. For the health and safety, no comments so far. On the health and safety, we have had discussions and we categorize those items in opportunities, challenges or issues, and gaps. Okay, basically all those opportunities are areas for action, like emergency preparedness, the means to organization, setting up specific storage places, centralization, personnel to do that are not available. Personnel to do. Okay.
Yeah, Amir, I'm missing here in health and safety and environment. I'm missing the environment component here, and Bodo he presented that that component. I think that we need to consider that too.
Here we have Gustavo enforce international standards for chemical use.
But I'm saying more on the really environment. Yeah, okay, lack of respect.
Lack of respect to the environment. Okay, use of drainage water that is stored in wells, contamination. Okay, regulation of stopping illegal mining and pollution resources.
Yeah, I was reading more on the, but okay, thanks. Sorry.
Okay. No worries. And for the action items at the end, okay, establish shared responsibility and accountability with regards to health, safety, security, and environment, risk assessment across the various workspaces, work out clear policies for various workspace requirements, emergency preparedness planning for the different risk scenarios. Do we all agree? Is there any objection? Shall I rest my case? Okay, so far so good. For NAR's involvement, we discussed that we need more engagement at the director level. We need 3 levels of engagement: management, scientists, and technical people. There is a financial challenge, okay, and financial fluidity challenge, okay. So when asked to, when we ask for the training, for example, that we will reimburse, it's not that simple. Sometimes some things are more complicated. You need to be more aware of these parameters, okay. We need to collectively push the capacity and mindset. Monitoring of supplied equipment and follow-up on proper use. We need routine training, engage with more scientists of different breeding programs. Rice breeders had training, for example, with Africa Rice teams on digitization items. We need to make sure that all teams are at least satisfied or involved. Needs assessment details should be conducted. We need more help with genotyping and molecular breeding. The main action items here from our perspective were strengthen relationship with the directors, more involvement in capacity building across all breeding programs, follow up and support on technical performance, and cover 3 levels of engagement: management, scientists, and technical teams. Any comments, objections, or anything to add? Okay, done. Plotmanship, issues and actions. Okay, we have many issues: planning and scheduling, centralization, lack of shared protocols, shared responsibility, lack of technical training, lack of equipment, low consideration to field conditions when planning, neglect of agronomic practices, challenges of field access and labor in, for example, in rice. Okay, understanding the breeder's needs. Okay, and here we stress the point of communication, low levels or no crop rotation. Must, as actions, we must form a farm or crop management committee. Need for pre-planning, cooperation and communication between farm operations and breeding. We map who requires training and construct competency-based trainings to close the gaps. Establish crop rotation, record field historical data, and if possible, we have to integrate a farm management system that will help us to coordinate all of this. Any objections, recommendations, or approvals? Nothing? Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Please. Yeah.
Okay, you know, there was a lady here, I think her name is Teresa.
Yeah.
She was saying the breeders are our boss. They hire and they fire. We need to be loyal. Yes, loyalty is one, but you know, when we talk about, there are some terminologies when I say the breeders are our clients. I personally don't like this terminology.
Okay.
Yes, I prefer that we are colleagues, we work together. Then I know the system is made in a way that everything is charged back, nothing is free. I'm not expecting it to be free, but operation and breeding is 2 components that work hand in hand to achieve the mission, the goal, and the objective of any center or entity. So it's the first mindset change. Then everyone should understand that we are working and everyone have his role and responsibility in this work together. So it's a matter of mind change and communication and understanding what is your role and responsibility as an operation guy. Right. Yes, I think this is very important. And this is something, it's a long-term work that we need to change the perceptions and understanding of people in this relationship between these 2 entities in the science group.
Beautiful, thanks. Thanks. Okay, let me do this. Done. So I added that piece in the actions.
Amir, may I comment on that too? Is that okay? So Belko, yeah, really good point. I really like that, and that this also on do you see more on the, also from the initiative, one of the key deliverable from the initiatives, the documents, they are available on the one CGIAR webpage, and you can read that, in the N4S initiative. One of the key deliverable is the change management plan. Change management, it's the resources allocated to really supporting this change. And I agree with you, strengthening the feeling as a team rather than hierarchical structure. It's, of course, we need to have a structure, but it's important, and a good point. And I think that this is critical for the success. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. With the gender involvement, okay, we had nice testimonies, okay, and it's the actions and recommendations here were avoid putting sensitive words in job advertisements, prioritize female candidates who have the same qualifications as male candidates, fair payment and appraisal and equity, inclusive work opportunities encouraged by training to use new technologies, set up workplaces to meet women's needs, laws and policies support, and government at government and institute levels. Title IX facilitates services and financial increments to help women at the workplace. And the action items here need to spread more awareness, must push towards gender considerations at workplace at all hierarchical levels, work on establishing fair compensation and considerate working conditions, more involvement in technical training and Title IX policy. Any comments here, objections, suggestions?
Amir, we have a document that was prepared by Martina, and
yeah,
we need to review that to guarantee that Martina also has a comment. I don't know if these actions were from that document too.
Yeah,
if you had the chance to review.
From our notes and from Martina's notes.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you.
With respect to irrigation, we have discussed that we need to improve how we define the irrigation demands. We should establish continuous update on water resource availability, assigning oversight specialists for irrigation, continuously and correctly work on water requirements, be more scientific with respect to irrigation scheduling, develop and follow SOPs, work on maintenance of systems, share the knowledge, make sure to calibrate and check the systems regularly, work on following correct procedures, work on long-term plan to map the fields, spread awareness, and obviously centralize. So main action items here: organize the irrigation system, management in centers, centralize operations, and adopt best practices for the different systems that we install. Comments, suggestions, objections? None. Okay. Machine and maintenance management. Here we had a lot of items that we need to do. Okay. We have the maintenance initiative that we took it upon ourselves to agree to start. Okay. And to carry on for the next steps. We have to stop dwelling in the past and move on to new systems, establishing a good quality system for maintenance. We will work on try to get new blood. Okay, but first let's start by recording what we have, provide the inventories, work on the history and record everything. Okay, get to the point where we can start providing ourselves with the checklist, and we start developing also the skill sets for our different stakeholders and technicians to work with the equipment between repairs and maintenance, establish a good management system for maintenance and repairs, and obviously work on centralizing operations, okay, for at the different levels for the different operations. Suggestions, objections, and or agreements? None. Moving on. Seed processing. Major discussions. Okay. When we saw things in the field, okay, and we had those discussions as well in the field, we need to engineer our workflow, make it more efficient, work on the equipment. Okay, we have new equipment coming over. We have to change the way the systems are being stationed or developed. Okay, we have to centralize the operations, define quality working standards, and adopt an alternative management system than what we are working now. Like we were discussing yesterday, we've been drying they have been drying in the glass house where the temperature is reaching 50 degrees. Yeah, and in no time we're drying the seeds. But at the same time, you know, when we said that you're most probably having problems with germination, then they confirmed. Okay, so that means something is going wrong. We need to change the mindset. We need to change the way we are conducting things. Agreements, disagreements, and suggestions. Yes, no. Greenhouses and controlled environments. We should spread the knowledge and awareness. We had a nice discussion, technical discussion. We need a paradigm shift, evaluate current practices and management. This is all a shared responsibility. We need to start cleaning our systems, okay, make sure prolong their life. Management should be involved. We need to centralize the distribution, centralize the decisions, reallocations of resources, repair non-functional houses, water supply issues we should also work upon. Non-adequate structures, we should also consider what we should do, how we can change, how we can optimize, and use the structures, using structures for the wrong purpose. We have to start using them for the right purpose. They, again, are not used for storage, okay, nor are they drying facilities. Agreements, disagreements, suggestions. Everybody happy? Okay. Capacity development and bond. We discussed the.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. May I ask you to return? One more to the one that was the one more. Can you return one slide?
Oh, one more.
Yeah, please. Yeah. No, the other one. Yeah, please. Seed processing, and if we see also, I think all of us, we discussed that many times, that cleaning organization is critical. We discussed that many times, and in many examples, I think that we should agree also that really not really agree that is important, but we need really to get a commitment and commit ourselves to clean the areas that we work. And this in the point the 6S here, I think that need to be a strong commitment from ours, because we had many you agreed, us agreed, we have or the presenters like Bruce, like Teresa, emphasizing the importance to have the cleaning and organization. I think that these need to be one commitment from us, in not only in the seed process, but you see in seed processing, you can go to the next one too, on the greenhouse. We see that in greenhouse, so cleaning is there. So I think that this is something that we need to take that more seriously in general. Yeah. So thanks, Amir.
Thank you. So with respect again to capacity development and bond, okay, involving more technical people, some breeding programs feel left out, so we need to include them. Work on digital phenotyping, try to have more sessions on that. Okay, data management and sharing. We need to include more people from the field work, support for rice upland and drought tolerance, more capacity built on automation, strengthen communication with institutes to push more involvement. We need more maintenance people to participate in bond. Involve more technicians. We already handled that. Must consider connectivity in remote areas. So we need to consider the situations where people are trying to participate, especially on online trainings, improve the timing, recording availability of the sessions on EiB website, making the bond sessions more frequent, time work conflict issues, getting more of the management involved and involving the human resources as well. Agreements, disagreements, additional items. Yeah, the things that we discussed today, the code one. Oh, yeah. Well, one of the things that we maybe could not or didn't have the time to discuss is what do you think the next topic for the bond should be? So far we have the seed processing and the irrigation. What would the next topics in your opinion could be? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just keep that in mind and share with us when you can. Okay. If you have the feedback now, would be appreciated to record it. Conclusions. Again, workshop main themes: sustainability, sharing knowledge, operational excellence, accountability, support, collaboration, and strengthening knowledge partners, change management, centralization, gender involvement, quality measures, breeder and operations relationship, shared planning and responsibility across stakeholders, finding sustainable solutions, agreements, disagreements, comments, anything to add? Okay, I would thank you all, and we would appreciate if you can all do that now. Please make sure that you fill in our evaluation form. The link is already shared by you. You have that. Okay. So if you can, please just do it now. Okay, would appreciate that. And thank you so much for your participation. We've met wonderful people. Thank you for all the exchange that we've had. This has been really grand. Thanks a lot. Closing comments, Gustavo?
No, yeah, good work for all of people involved. Really good to see this happening. Yeah, congratulations. I'm pretty sure that this will need to do that more. Yeah. So, Amir, I don't know when will you be meeting the breeders?
Yeah, the closing session with the breeders will be at 12 o'clock, Gustavo. And
at 12 o'clock.
At 12 o'clock, everybody's invited to join. We will recap what we have presented now. Okay, so we'll provide them what we have worked on and display our recommendations for our future developments.
Okay, so 12 o'clock, not at what time is that for you now? It's 10.
Right now it's 15 minutes.
10.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 2 hours. Okay, anyway, so
we have a comment here to be shared by Alec.
okay, thanks. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Amy. I just want to extend our gratitude to both you and Vinicius and Gustavo for actually putting this together. I know it, just so that people put things in perspective, I think this was organized within a short period, just over a month. So that's why I think some of the items that you guys have been pointing out may have missed. It was all stitched together very quickly, but they were able to pull it off. I appreciate you taking the time and actually sharing good practices with our technicians here. Now it's upon us, I think, to, as we disperse, go to our respective stations to start implementing some of the good practices that you've shared with us. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Alec.